It's time for a review of A Fistful of Peaches, the wonderfully titled new album from Brighton-born British band Black Honey. Apologies for the delay on this video, there's some exciting stuff going on behind the scenes here which I'm hoping to show you guys in the coming months, so if you're back on my channel again, hey, good to see you, thank you for sticking with me. If you're new here, hey, welcome to the channel, thank you for stopping by. Black Honey is another new band to me, so I'm going in completely blind to this album, which means that you get my opinion as a complete newbie to the music. With all that being said, my name is Wild from Wild Wild Southwest Child, let's get straight into the review! The album starts by letting loose with a thick distorted guitar line over a thick distorted drum line until, you guessed it, thick distorted vocals drawn out over the opening track, Charlie Bronson. This tone is a brave choice with which to start the record, as the sheer amount of distortion teeters on the edge of, at best, oversaturation and at worst overuse. I'm getting an early Kasabian vibe, but decidedly less psychedelic. The track's title could refer to one of two people. There's Charles Bronson, American actor with, quote, granite features and brawny physique, and then there's Charles Bronson, bare-knuckle boxer and bellicose British criminal. Thinking about it, the aggressive use of distortion fits perfectly. This is a hell of a way to start. I cannot wait for the rest of the album. A heavy pounding beat barges in with the aptly named second track, Heavy. The distortion remains on the guitars, but the vocals are a lot cleaner, almost sweet, giving a tasty antithesis. Yeah, that is a tremendous beat in this song. As you may remember from my Che Amy Dorval review, I'm a big fan of vocal melodies that step out of safe, comfortable one-note chanting, and singer Izzy is not disappointing me here at all. She knows what notes to aim for, and she hits them dead centre. On the subject of hitting things dead centre, if you like what I'm doing here, please consider hitting that old subscribe button. I hear good things happen if you hit it right in the middle. Things are a lot more stripped back during the verses of Up Against It, but the whole band hammer on hard during the chorus and treat us to, I think I'll go with a shoegaze style of music. Very My Bloody Valentine. The guitar solo is super awesome too. At least I think it's a guitar. There are around 50 effects flooding in all at once. I personally don't use many effects in my compositions because I enjoy an organic, natural tone to my melodies. But even I have to take a moment and appreciate just how much Chris Osler is channeling Johnny Greenwood and Tom Morello in the coolest way possible. Unless it's a synth. In which case I take it all back and say, cool synth solo, cool synth solo, cool synth solo, cool synths. In which case I take it all back and say, I like how you play that synth. I need to take a moment to talk about Izzy's voice. I like it, in case that wasn't already obvious. She employs what I will call the no doubt pout voice, where she always sounds like she's pouting slightly as she sings. A bit like early Gwen Stefani. It adds an angsty emotion to her tone without having to yell. The issue that I have is that the fourth track, Out of My Mind, is the third instance of repeated use of studio distortion on the vocals, which was initially a cool stylistic choice, but has become somewhat of an eyebrow raiser. Izzy has a cool voice, let us hear it. The song otherwise is very good. It has that early Kaiser Chiefs indie vibe to it, which, as someone who's bathed in that genre during my formative years, gives a wonderful feeling of nostalgia. The music turns more industrial, with rock bottom, but without sounding electronic or inhuman. There are several layers in this track which blend wonderfully together and really take you on a journey of having to fight to survive and thrive against mounting odds. The lyrics in this album are very good, particularly in this song, which is probably my favourite one on the album so far. The closing chorus line is rock bottom and the floors keep dropping. Man, that's just a brilliant line. A simple rock beat is played out on the drums, which opens us into Cut to the Core. This is a lot softer and dare I say poppier than the previous 5 tracks. Wait, hold the phone, scratch that note from the record. The change in intensity between the verses and the chorus is fantastic. The chorus is suddenly launched right at you, making you sit up and go, wait, what? Tell me more. Mate, and that discordant instrumental solo. This is a good track. It's 3.5 minutes, but the time just flies by. It knows how long it needs to be here. After the unexpected onslaught in Cut the Chord, the album could have gone any number of ways. Black Honey could have slowed it down and taken a proper breather. They could have deafened us with a balls to the wall punk song. It's great that this album really toys with your expectations. If you want the sonic equivalent of Bait and Switch, get yourself on Spotify and check these guys out. The track OK is more than okay. It's structured very similarly to Cut the Chord, but is sufficiently different in style that you don't feel like they did a cheeky cut and paste job in terms of songwriting. That being said, I can't really say that much more about this song that I haven't already said about the rest of the album. Right, now we're on to a slower number with I'm a Man. Wait, no, maybe not. Christ, this music is exhausting in the best way. You're going to leave after listening to this album wanting more, but decidedly definite. This is a loud song. Annoyingly, the distortion is back again, but at least it isn't the overriding tone of the track this time. Have I said that this band reminds me of Garbage? Oh, the hell? Have I said that this band reminds me of the band Garbage? They did the theme music for one of the Bond films back in the 90s. I'd go so far as to call Black Honey the British Garbage of the modern day. I just found out that the drummer from Garbage was the producer on Nirvana's Nevermind. It was Butch Vig. That's a fun fact. Nobody Knows starts with Izzy's dirgy drawl dragging out over a moody bass line, giving us a ponderous, haunting sound. 9 tracks in and Black Honey have finally slowed down. The thick, almost indistinguishable distorted guitar chords form a slow and slightly uncomfortable bed under the soft synth sound and hushed vocals. Lovely. As soon as I heard the track Weirdos begin playing, I immediately thought, holy fuck! That's not an exclamation. I literally mean it reminded me of Canadian electronica act Holy Fuck, specifically their album Latin. Very good album, by the way. Black Honey is still playing quite slowly, which is a good idea after the intensity of the earlier parts of the album. It was almost getting to the point of too much. Not quite, but almost. When Tombstone started playing, I thought of Hole, then changed my mind. Black Honey have curated themselves a great sound. This track has a lot going on throughout. There are random breaks, extra layers added and then taken away. Guys, I'm at a loss. I enjoy it, but I don't understand it. As a Brit, the last track, Bummer, made me immaturely giggle upon reading it, so for that I apologise. I think this song perfectly showcases my earlier comparisons. If Gwen Stefani sang for Garbage, then you'd probably have something very similar to this album. It's been great fun to listen to. The previous track was a bit ballady, or at least Black Honey's take on a ballad, which you may recall isn't really my thing. So when taking into account both this and the previous track, I feel like this was a surprisingly weak ending to an otherwise stellar album. I'm very glad I found these guys, and I look forward to hearing more from them. Their songwriting is incredible, and the energy and emotion they inject into every single line is without compare. I just ask that they stop putting the damn distortion on the vocals in what feels like every damn song. It can remove the nuance in a vocal line if used excessively, but can augment the angst if used sparingly. I give this album 8.5 OKs out of 10.